Welcome to the video. My name's Steven. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact system that you are going to use to scale your pressure washing business. Not only am I going to show you the system, but I'm going to give you the exact ad creatives, the offer, the follow-up messaging, and everything that you need to take your business from where you are today to 5 and even 10x it. I have done this in multiple pressure washing businesses before, so I'm going to show you the exact strategy that we used. If you'd like more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, and let's go ahead and get into it. So the first thing you need to understand is that your number one advantage being in the pressure washing space is that you are going to acquire customers for very cheap. Understand that. Your customers are not going to cost that much money because your service doesn't cost that much money. So you can actually acquire customers for $50 to $100. Those customers can actually sign up for reoccurring work, tell their friends and neighbors about you, and literally bring you so much money that the $100 that it costs to acquire them does not mean anything, right? So understand, our whole goal is to ask, what is a customer worth over the next 3 years? That is what we are asking here in our advertising. Not what's our return on ad spend, not how much we're spending on ads. The question is, what does a customer cost in 3 years? So first thing we're gonna do is be offering something very, very cheap to get them into the door. So quick nuance, when you give someone a percentage off, you're gonna wanna say save. People like to feel included in the savings. So you're gonna say you can save 20% on a driveway wash or any other service that you offer. You're gonna wanna be very specific. Don't say we do pressure washing. You're gonna wanna say get 20% off or save 20% on a driveway service or a fencing service or a roof cleaning. You're gonna wanna make it very clear what exactly you're offering. The other thing you can do is offer it for free. So if you have a very low ticket wash that you can do that you're willing to offer for free for a certain number of homeowners, make sure you put that in the ad. I know it sounds crazy to offer it for free, but again, we're looking to get more customers in the door. You want volume, okay? That way you don't have to continue door knocking, because we all know that door knocking absolutely sucks. So offering for free, even if you don't want to give it away for free, you can get on the phone with them. You can say, hey, we actually already gave away the free thing, but if you're still interested, we can come out and do the job for you. Yes? So you want to make that very clear. And then if you do offer things for free, you can offer a stipulation. So for example, they have to sign up for recurring work. This is a little bit more difficult in pressure washing because the recurring is, a year from now. But if they put a deposit down for the next service, you now have them coming back. Or even say, for example, you just do a patio cleaning, but they want their entire house cleaned. Then you can sign them up to get the entire house cleaned. So they have to buy another service, but you get the driveway wash for free when you purchase another service, right? So the whole goal here with this offer is to establish trust, remove friction, and get contact information. We want to get as many contacts into the funnel as possible so that you have customers that you can continue selling on for years to come. So after that, we're going to go ahead and move into the creative. When you're creating your creative, these are very, very simple creatives. All you're going to have to do, first thing is yap maxing, right? These are the 4 different types of creatives. Yap maxing, this one works very, very well. I've been using this a lot this year. All you have to do is pull your phone out and just say, hey, whatever area you're located in, hey, Nashville, real quick, just wanted to let you know, we're out here doing this patio for Miss So-and-so, Miss Green, and look at the before and after pictures or transformation or whatever. Tell them about why you needed to get the service done. It's yap maxing, right? That's what it's called. That's what the young kids call it these days, yap maxing, right? You just talk to the camera. It's relatable. It's personable. People love to see content like that, and they're more likely to purchase from you. Right now, in this process, you're going to also show your work, and you're going to put before and afters. So put before and afters of the job you did, and then even just show your work, like show you actually doing the job so they can see that you're doing the job. And then the last thing is you want to go ahead and get client testimonials as well. So while you're there, try to ask the customer for a testimonial. Hey, Ms. Green, is it possible we could just get a quick video of you talking about your experience, what you enjoyed? Would you recommend our service to other people? What you thought about it once it was all finished? Having a video testimonial in your advertising goes miles longer than just having a good Google review. Google reviews are great. Still make sure you get the Google review. However, getting it on camera is going to be a big game changer when you're running your ads. So after you've gotten your traffic completed, that is going to be on Instagram and Facebook. This is the easiest place to advertise for pressure washing, by the way. You do Instagram and Facebook, you'll get a lot of leads. You'll close really, really easy. If you call and speak to your leads regularly, like, you shouldn't have any issue closing 50 to even 90% of the leads that come in. I've actually done this many times with other pressure washers, and they have no problem closing leads at all. So you're going to then, after they complete the Instagram, like once they find you on Instagram and Facebook and they move into the consideration phase, you're going to send them to a lead form. The Facebook lead form works completely fine. It is a very simple lead form. It gets great results. And again, we have a low ticket offer, so you don't need anything crazy. You don't need a crazy landing page or anything like that. We're going to ask for their name, their phone, their email, their address. Are you local? You can add this question in there if you're getting people outside the target area, because sometimes when you first start a Facebook campaign, it'll start grabbing people that would be likely to purchase your thing, even though they're not in your area. So you can just ask them, are you located in this area, yes or no? And then we're gonna ask them if they're interested in any other services. This is a very, very, very important part of this. We're gonna get into this later, but understand, you need to ask them if they're interested in other services, because you can then sell them more services on the back end. And we'll get into that in just a second. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention here too is that we can also run retargeting ads to those services. So if a bunch of people are talking about, yeah, I'd like to get my patio done as well, we can just run more retargeting ads to the same audience offering patio jobs, and then you can just get a bunch of patio jobs from them as well. So understand that if the lead quality sucks, use higher intent lead forms. So if somebody comes in and you fill out your form, you're having a bunch of leads come in, but they are not purchasing, or they're not picking up the phone, or they don't know what they filled out, use higher intent lead forms on Facebook. That essentially makes them verify their phone number before they submit their information, so you actually know you're getting a real phone number. And so that could be helpful too. I wouldn't start with this. If you need to, you can do this, because your cost per lead is going to rise, but if you need to use this, use this. So I would try to do it without, and then if you're getting crappy leads, use higher intent lead forms. So once they submit, you're going to add a calendar at the end, right? And then make it clear that the offer that you talked about over here, that offer only applies if they book a phone consultation with you. So understand, they have to book a phone consultation. They have to get on the phone with you at a certain period of time to actually receive the offer. Now, you can still give them the offer anyway, which is what most people do, but this gives them a reason to actually book a phone consultation with you, have a real conversation, and then you can see if you can go out there and service the job. Especially like this too, if they book the phone consultation, it proves that they're serious about working with you, right? So regardless of if they booked for tomorrow or the day after, you still want to call them as soon as the consultation was booked. So as soon as that consultation gets booked in your calendar, give them a call anyway, just have a quick conversation. You might be able to close them right there, or just talk to them very briefly, just say, hey, I look forward to speaking with you whenever you guys are supposed to talk, and then talk then, right? Then you're gonna wanna go ahead and follow up with texts and emails, right? So when they don't book, say they don't book a phone consultation, you're going to want to follow up with a text or a couple of texts and some emails just saying, hey, we saw that you submitted this form. If you're still interested, you can go ahead and book a time with us. You want to get people to book phone consultations so your life is easier. But also make sure you're calling the leads within the first 5 minutes of them coming in. So as soon as the lead comes in, you need to have some notification go to your phone that lets you know, hey, John just submitted a form, give them a call, right? Now, once they've moved past this consideration phase, this is where you actually have the conversion and the sales conversation. So on the phone consultation, schedule the service, right? Ask any questions that you need just to make sure that they're actually like legitimate leads and that you're not wasting your time driving out to their place. Schedule the service. Ask about the other service inquiries. So if they said, again, I would like to get my patio done, mention on there, hey, we saw that you said you were also interested in getting your patio done. Now you've upsold them before you've even gotten in front of their face, right? And then you're going to take payment on the phone. Understand, this is important that you do this part right here, or you're going to be wasting your time driving around to people's houses for them to just say, oh, well, I'll think about it. You need to be taking payments on the phone. So take the payment on the phone. If you're scared to ask for the full payment, at least ask for a deposit. That way you don't waste your time, okay? And I wrote recommended, but it's not optional. This is not optional. Do this every single time, okay? Or I guess it's optional to ask for the deposit, but I would focus on getting the entire payment right up front before you even go to their house. Now, the next thing we're going to go over is actually what you're going to do to upsell during the service. Okay, so the first thing that you're going to do is record content. So like we spoke previously about the actual creatives, you're going to do the exact same thing. So you're going to record content, you're going to do the yap maxing. Make sure you mention the area that you're in. So if you're in a specific neighborhood that a lot of people know in your local town, you can bring up that you're in this certain neighborhood or that you're in this certain city. That makes it feel more personal. That makes people feel like they're a part of the community and they want to be a part of the offer or the savings, and they want their house to be clean as well, right? They don't want to be excluded. Record the work you do before and afters, And while you're doing all this stuff, you're going to use this to then post more content on your social page. And then you're going to also use it to run for your ads so you can get better results on your ads, right? After the service is completed, you're going to want to ask the client for a testimonial, and then you're going to want to try to upsell them, okay? Honestly, you should do this at the beginning when you get there and at the end. So talking to the customer, you did the patio, you did the driveway. Hey, I can go up on the roof right now and just give you a quick quote on what the roof would look like. Just say that. Like, that's all you have to say. You don't have to say, oh, I can schedule you for another time. Get another quote for them right there. You know, hey, since we're already out here, I can actually get it done right now for $100 cheaper than I would have been able to do it if we had to drive back out here again. Since I'm here, you might as well put another $700 down. I can go get this roof taken care of. Now you've pulled $1,400 off of this deal that you originally were only supposed to get, $300 from, right? Then you're going to ask the customer to repost. So understand, you're going to take videos and content of the work that you do, and then you want to ask the customer, hey, can you repost this on your story, repost this on your Instagram, and you can give them something in return for that, and we'll get there in just a second. You can use your content for organic and like writing your Facebook ads, which we just said before, and then you're going to ask for a follow on Instagram. And for doing this right here, the repost and the follow, you want to give them access to something. So maybe a raffle, for example. If you give us a follow and you repost when we came to your house, you can enter this raffle for a $500 Amazon gift card. Okay? I know it sounds expensive. It sounds like you can even do a $50 Amazon gift card. It doesn't have to be that much. But understand, the more you give away, the more you're willing to give, the more you're going to get. The more you're willing to spend on ads, the more you're going to get. That's the biggest takeaway that you should have from this entire video. Now, once this is completed, you're going to double down. So understand, you're going to schedule more stuff with them. Whether, say you do seasonal work and you do like lights at the end of the year, like during Christmas time, you can schedule lighting. Right now it's like August, so you can have that conversation with them at the end. Say, hey, I can come back in 2 months, go ahead and put your Christmas lights up. That gives you more work for the slow season. You can follow up via email, so you can send more emails to them, just reminding them, hey, we exist. Hey, we're happy to come do your service. If you need anything else, let us know. If you have any friends that would be interested in our service, you can get more tickets into the raffle, whatever, right? And then you can run retargeting using a similar strategy, but a higher ticket offer, right? So we had mentioned here, if everybody wants a roof wash, you can then run a retargeting ad using the exact same thing, and then you get a higher ticket. You get more jobs in the pipeline, right? It's all about reminding them. People forget. You want to keep reminding them over and over and over that you exist. Now, here's a pro tip that a lot of people miss out on. You want to record your journey for new or current customers on Instagram. So understand, when you record your content, when you show people, hey, this is who I am, this is the life that I'm living, this is the journey that I'm on to build this pressure washing business, what you are doing is you are showing the customers in your local area that you are a real person, and everybody loves to support people on the come up. They love to support small businesses. They're going to vouch for you. They're going to be there for you. This is the kind of work that turns customers into, hey, I know this kid. He's a cool guy. He did my job for he cleaned up my patio. You should totally hire him. And now you're getting even more customers, right? And also, this is how you beat out all the college kids and the cheap immigrants. So understand, like the cheap guy that's like just trying to get beers on the weekend, you beat that guy out by like being the face of the pressure washing in your town, okay? That's how you beat the college kids out too. You're trying to beat down on prices to beat everybody else. When you are the guy in your town, you can charge whatever you want to charge, okay? That's the thing that a lot of guys miss out on, is that they're like, oh, well, a lot of people want to get multiple quotes before they purchase from me. Well, they're getting multiple quotes because you're not the guy. Become the guy by being the journey, like being the new businessman on the block, being the young kid that's aspiring to become great, right? People love seeing that journey, and you can beat out everyone else by being that guy, okay? Now, after that, you're going to want to focus on advocation. So you're not done. Understand, when you finish a job with a customer, that's not the last time you should ever speak to them. You should continue speaking to them. You're going to create a referral program. An offer idea for this would be refer a friend and save 50% on another service, right? I have for 1 month, but that's for like a recurring job. This would be 50% on another service. So if there's another service you can offer, they can save a percentage. And you can add this too, the friend also gets 50% or gets to save 50% too, or just a percentage. I just threw a number out there so you can get an idea. But if they get a savings on something and then the friend also gets to save on something because they're affiliated and they know each other, you've now strengthened their friendship. They're going to love you even more and continue to purchase from you, right? So now that we've got all this out the way, you need to understand your metrics. So your cost per lead relatively is going to be anywhere from $5 to $30. Your customer acquisition cost is going to be $150 to $250, but the lifetime value of the customer, if you do everything else we mentioned inside of this funnel, is going to be $1,500 to $5,000, and I would actually argue could go even further than that, right? So understand your LTV to CAC ratio is like a 10 to 1 or a 20 to 1, right? Lifetime value to customer acquisition cost. This is why, if you've heard the term return on ad spend or ROAS, I don't think that ROAS matters. This is why when people say return on ad spend, and they're focused on what they're making today, they're not looking big picture. This is why I don't like to give return on ad spend, because realistically, you could spend $3,000 on ads, you can make $10,000 in return, or let's just say $4,000 in return and say, well, I didn't make that much money off of this. But if you can turn those customers into repeating buyers, or they can tell their friends and family about your service because you've given them incentives to do this, now all of a sudden that $3,000 made you 30 to 60 grand over the next year, all because you put the work in to follow up with the leads. So understand, return on ad spend is a vanity metric. We're not going over that. We're going over lifetime value to customer acquisition costs. Now, if the ad spend is too much, this is what big businesses do. If it's too much, or if you just want to make as much money as you can off of this, you're going to bake your customer acquisition costs into your service pricing. So if it costs you $150 to acquire a customer, you're going to add $150 to whatever the service was that you're offering, okay? This makes it to where you're basically acquiring customers for free. And that is how you build a sales funnel that is actually going to bring you predictable clients year after year and help you scale the pressure washing business predictably. If you like the content, if you want someone to build this out for you without you having to do all the extra heavy lifting, click the first link in the description, book a call with me, and we can have a one-on-one call to talk about your business plans and where you can take it using this exact same funnel. And if you're not ready to work with me, if you don't trust me, you don't know me very well, that's completely fine. I'm going to show you exactly how to build out an offer for your business if you just click this video right here. And I'll see you in the next one.